So welcome back folks, this is Shardul Gawande from Ace Knowledge, and in this video we'll see how splash screen works in Android. So what is splash screen? So splash screen is nothing but a screen which consists of some image which is to be loaded for some milliseconds. So for example, in our Android application, if when you open the application, you can see this particular image of our channel Ace Knowledge, and this image is there for some 3000 milliseconds. So the timer set is some 3000 milliseconds, and then you navigate to our main activity where we have sliders and list of videos. So this is nothing but splash screen. Okay, so now here I have created a project called as splash screen. This is my main activity with layout having over here as hello world is printed over here in the layout file by default. So before this hello world, I want to show splash screen. I want to load that particular image for some milliseconds. So now let's see how we can load it. So with the help of web view, we can load this particular image, as web view states that it loads the web related data in your Android application. So we need to create an HTML file over here in our Android application and then pull that particular HTML file in our activity or in simply our .java file. So let's create an HTML file, and we have to keep that particular HTML file in assets folder, in our assets folder. So here you can see we don't have any assets folder as of now. We only have app and resources. So we'll create assets folder. So how to create assets folder is go into this packages, then simply right click over here, new, and then go to folder and here assets folder, and keep as it is and just click on finish. So now you can see, go back to the Android, and here you can see assets folder has been created. So under this we have to create our HTML file. So let's create our HTML file. Let's right click over here, we'll say new, and then into file we'll give name of our HTML file. We'll give a name as say splash, and splash with extension is .html. You need to specify this extension, and we'll click on OK. So you can see splash.html file under the folder assets has been created. So now here we'll type our HTML coding. We'll say HTML, and here then comes our body, just a minor little small code of HTML as where you want to place as image, whether we want it in the center, top, left, right. So I want it in center, so I'll say center with the help of center tag, and then a normal basic HTML coding as image source. Well, we have not yet put the image in the drawable part, so we'll copy that particular image. So the image is over here on the desktop. We'll copy it and we'll paste it in the assets only, and here we'll give the path. We'll say image source into double quotes. The name is also the same as splash.png, and close angle brackets. So this we are done with our HTML file. HTML body center, we have load our image, and we wanted the position of the image is at center. So done with the HTML coding. Now we will create a new Java file as called as splash.java. So let's create a Java file, activity, empty activity, and we'll name as splash, and we'll say finish. So here is our splash.java file where we will be writing the code to load that particular image for some milliseconds. So before that we need to have our web view in that particular XML file. So we'll remove this, we'll take relative layout, and here we'll take web view as we want to load that particular image in web view format. So we'll say web view Android ID, we'll give the ID as web, then Android will specify layout underscore width, it will keep as wrap contain, and Android layout underscore height we'll keep as wrap contain, and that's it. As of now we'll keep it like this. Okay, and now we'll come to our splash.java. We have created web view. Now we'll come to our splash.java file where we will be writing the code in order to load that particular image. So we'll give alias name for web view, name for a web view component. We'll give as web view. So let's import some header class over here. Import a class. Okay, and now in our main content view will pass that particular web view. We'll say web view equal to web view find view by id. Why is it not coming? Okay, find view dot id, r dot id dot our id of our web view, which is web, and then semicolon. Then again web view, to load that particular image we'll say load URL, and we'll pass this particular path over here. The path is assets in the folder assets, and then splash.png. So we'll pass our file as file colon slash. This is how we pass a particular file from asset folder, asset slash, and our load URL, we have to load which particular file. This is the HTML file. So, and under this HTML file we have our image, this image. So we have to simply just pass this file. So we'll say asset and then splash.html. So this is how we pass particular file. And if we want to set a background as transparent, as only if we want to show the images and nothing background part, or we have to keep our background part simple or transparent. So we'll say as web view dot will set background color as color dot transparent. Okay, now to load that particular image for some seconds or to execute that particular task, we need to have something called as thread. So every Java program by default it has one thread, that is our main thread, which is there in our main class where JVM executes when starts running our program. So let's create here a thread for our splash screen. We'll say as thread, we'll name as my thread equal to new thread. Okay, and then semicolon. So here we have created a thread, and now we need to run that particular thread. So we'll overwrite it. So now we need to override some methods over here. So let's just open and close this curly braces, and we'll generate some overridden methods. We'll generate, where is our run? Here we have run, so we will override the run method. We'll remove this super, and instead of that we'll write a sleep. So here are the two options: sleep for long milliseconds and sleep for long millis or int nanos. Okay, so we'll take this long milliseconds. So let me click it again. So we'll say sleep, and long milliseconds will pass as 3000. So for 3000 milliseconds it will be shown. Now we have intent, and so we have here, we'll pass this now to some another activity. We'll say intent equal to new intent. It is becoming very slow. We'll say splash from splash.java splash.class splash.this comma to our main activity dot class, and then semicolon, and we'll start this activity. We'll say a start activity, and we'll pass that intent over here, and we'll say finish. So here it is showing some error. What it says is unhandled exception. Okay, we need to put this thing into our try and block. So we'll say try. Okay, we'll put this statement under try block, try and catch. We'll say catch, then interrupt exception e, and here we go. So here the error is gone. Now we have still some errors pending over there. Here it says as expected semicolon. Okay, so let's put the semicolon over there, and now we'll call this thread. So this is unused variable. My thread is never used, so we need to call that particular over here. We need to use that thing, my thread. So we'll say my thread dot start, and this is how we code for our splash screen. So now in manifest we need to load this particular file splash.java at the very first when our application is been opened or is been loaded. So we'll go into the manifest and we'll just, so by default your main activity has been loaded, so we'll cancel this, remove this intent filter from this, and put it over here for our splash screen, so that whenever application loads, so this particular .java file is been loaded, which is nothing but our splash.java file. Okay, and well, we can specify some orientation also over here. So we'll say as Android, whether we want it as horizontal or portrait, the screen orientation. So we'll say as portrait. Okay, so we are done with. So now let's run and check it out. So we need to select our emulator. So, well, our device is loading now. So let's see, here is our emulator. So waiting for target devices. Android is starting, installing APK. So our splash screen should appear first and then hello world, right? So let's see. Oh, it says web page not available, file not found, error, and then we are getting hello world. So we are in some mistake. So it says web page not found. That means we have error over here. So what is this catch? Okay, empty. So let us first fill out this, like this. Okay, so the error was as web page not found. Well, we have splash.html and the image also. Let's check with the URL part. Webview.load URL file Android asset splash. Okay, here we have 3 slash, we have put only 2 slash, so that is the reason it was not. We need to give the path right. Okay, so we have here 3 slash, then Android asset, and then splash.html. So now let's rerun it and check our output and say okay, and now it should come. So here you can see splash screen for 3000 milliseconds and then hello world. So this is how splash screen works in Android. So that's it from this video. Thank you so much, and please do subscribe.